Hello everyone, welcome to the Driver Mod. My name's Anthony, and before we get this video started, I did just want to let everyone watching this video know that we are in the middle of our 2,000 subscriber giveaway. We're going to be giving away 3 items. You're going to have 3 chances to win. All the details are going to be in the video. I'm going to post a link in the description below as well up in the corner above. So make sure you watch that video so you know how to enter. It's not going to be like a standard giveaway, so definitely watch that video if you're interested in winning one of our possible giveaways. Now, without further ado, let's get to your featured video. What's up guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the Driver Mod. Thank you for tuning in today. Today we've got our next GT350 S2000 series video. This video is going to focus on acceleration of the vehicle, braking, and we're going to talk about, we're going to get some exhaust clips, we're going to talk about the power to weight ratio, we're going to compare horsepower per liter, to get these two spec'd up and together. So we're going to do a little short demonstration of acceleration and braking capabilities of these two cars. Starting off from the top, we got the GT350, approximately 3,700 and a half, about 3,750 or so pounds. Bigger wheels and tires, bigger brakes, more horsepower. Comparatively speaking, we have the S2000, which has the horsepower per liter advantage, not the power to weight ratio, to my surprise. Usable power versus unusable power, that's another topic of conversation, but it's got smaller brakes, smaller tires. These are factory brake sizes. Both have some upgraded tires and wheels, so we're not comparing stock wheels versus an aftermarket wheel. We are comparing some of the lightest variants of wheels on both these cars. So the advantage that either one may have had if it had aftermarket wheels versus the other one basically being eliminated. But we're gonna do we're gonna do a 0 to 60, we're gonna do a 60 to 0, and then we're gonna do a 0 to 60 to 0 to see which one does that in the shortest distance, in addition to all the other exhaust clips and everything. All right, so we're gonna start off with GT350. Here's our second 0 to 60. First one was a 4.76. Zero to 60 Honda S2000, round 1. All right, round 2. Alright guys, round 3, 0 to 60. this turn.
Almost took him out. He's 10 points.
Okay. 10 seconds?
Best one yet.
You're here at the start line. As you'll see in the footage, we did a 0 to 60. The GT350 took that. No surprise, you know, you can look up all the information online. You know, 0 to 60 is about 4, low 4s, mid 4s, whereas S2000 is going to be 6, 6.5. So the GT350 obviously, you know, just mostly the difference in power, you know, power weight ratio come into play here. Next we did a 60 to 0, and this right here is demonstrating, you know, 3 markers. We did 3 runs of each, 3 0 to 60 runs, 3 60 to 0s, and these were the markers for the GT350. We have cones laid out here, that being the car being placed in its best run, and then the S2000 is a little bit more inconsistent. A lot to do with, you know, just stability control, or the ABS between each vehicles, because we were really just pounding on the brakes. So the GT350 also took the 60 to 0. You're also trying to, it's not an exact science, you know, you're trying to hit a moving target or hit a stationary target while you're moving, so you're accelerating with each vehicle, getting up to 60 or as close as you can. You know, some of these may vary. You know, I might have been going 61 miles an hour there, or, you know, 58 miles an hour there, and same with the S2000. Definitely that farther cone, I think I might have been going a little bit faster, because in the S2000 you're having to shift into third to get to 60, and as soon as you hit third you're in 60, so you're at 60. So it's like just the changeover from the brake to the gas and vice versa. The 350 you only have to get into second. So this is just a demonstration of their 60 to 0 stopping distances, and it looks to be, you know, the difference, you know, from bumper to bumper, about 1.5 cars, you know, depending on what car you're talking about, but it looks to be about, you know, 20 feet 60 to 0 stopping distance. And then the last go around was the 0 to 60 to 0, and again, power to weight ratio coming into play here. And just to illustrate, when you combine the 0 to 60 time of the GT350 being almost 2 seconds faster, and then the braking distance being 20 feet less approximately, we end up with a greater separation. I was accelerating into 60, still passing the GT, where the GT350 had already come to a complete stop. So again, it wasn't an exact science. Take it with a grain of salt. I was trying to get to right at 60 and then slam and hammer on the brakes. So plus or minus, you know, 5 feet would be fair, but it's just to show the definitely the different dynamics of these vehicles, neither of which is particularly a straight line car. You definitely, both these cars, when you get into them, you feel the handling and the agileness of each car, comparatively speaking, more than you feel like going fast in a straight line. They impress in the corners. They're both momentum cars, and then once they're up to speed, they both have plenty of power to get you to where you need to go. So as far as the 0 to 60, 60 to 0, and 0 to 60 to 0, it's a clean sweep for the GT350, but we've still got a couple more things to talk about, that being the exhaust notes. We are gonna film that at a different location, because we're about to kick off a little friendly competition of autocross. We're all gonna be in the same car and put down our fastest times. exhaust clips, guys. Definitely both unique sounding soundtracks there. Definitely both iconic and to each their own. Both sounds unique, both sounds are iconic to each of these cars, and when you hear either one of these exhaust notes, you know exactly what is about to pass you. The exhaust note scoring point is going to be very subjective, obviously, depending on which way you lean. To me, just the overall volume and honestly more exotic nature that the Voodoo engine creates is why the GT350 is going to get the point for that. Again, subjective to whatever you prefer. Just my personal taste. I call it a high revving burble. It definitely it doesn't sound like any other Mustang or any other engine I've ever heard before. So that's why the GT350 is getting the point for that. And then we kind of spoke about it at the beginning of the video. We talked about power to weight ratio and power per liter. The GT350 wins the power to weight ratio by a good significant margin. The S2000 wins the power per liter ratio, both in the AP2 and the AP1 form. The GT350 5.2 liter puts out 526 horsepower, and then the 2.2 liter in the S2000 puts out 240 horsepower. So the power per liter comes down to it's about 8 horsepower difference in favor of the S2000, about 109.1 horsepower per liter in the AP2 format. The AP1 2-liter engine puts out the same amount of power, but is a flat 2 liters. That's actually 120 horsepower per liter, which was the record holder up until the Ferrari 458. So for the entire 2000s to 2010, the S2000 had the record as far as the highest horsepower per liter in a production car. So again, 109.1 horsepower per liter in this trim level, and then the GT350 at 101, which both for naturally aspirated engines, 100 horsepower per liter is impressive. But to me, the point for kind of those two, power to weight ratio and power per liter, power per liter is definitely more impressive to me, so the S2000 is going to get that point. Again, subjective, opinion based. To me, that's just what impresses me more, is the not trying to take away anything from the GT350. Iconic engine, plenty of power, but power per liter is going to beat power to weight ratio in this contest. All right, so to recap, we've done acceleration, braking, and then a mix, 0 to 60 to 0. GT350 took all 3 of those points. We're not going to do a separate point for the quarter mile time, because that was also kind of self-explanatory in the 0 to 60 times. So the GT350 took all 3 of those points. Then came the exhaust note, which this is where we get into the subjective part of the video. The GT350, in my opinion, sounds much more exotic and much better. So it's also going to take the point for that. And then the last point was the power to weight compared to power per liter ratio. And the S2000 is going to get that final point to avoid getting swept in this episode. So that is going to wrap up the acceleration and braking, more of the performance side of the series. Definitely, as far as the videos that we've already filmed, definitely the most, if you want to call it a lopsided result. Every other video has been pretty close, but this was the most lopsided one to this point in the series. Let me know what you think. Drop some comments down below. I want to hear what you think is the better sounding car. I want to hear what you think is more impressive, power per liter or power to weight ratio. And let me know what you think about the series. We're about to wrap this series up. We've got 1 episode to go. I'm definitely wanting to see how you've liked it so far and if you've enjoyed it. And if you have, let me know down below as well. I want to know if you've enjoyed this kind of comparison. I know it's not, you know, an expected kind of comparison, but if you like this kind of comparison aspect that we've done here, I'm happy to bring more of these to you guys. I just need to find other people that are willing to let me borrow their car for a little bit so I can do this. But I would happily do it again with, you know, another car that's kind of in the same, you know, either price range or, you know, performance level, or, you know, kind of basically aims to achieve the same thing, you know, these two cars aim to achieve. So thanks for watching the S2000 GT350 series, specifically the acceleration and braking episode, and stay tuned because we're not done yet. So thanks for watching. We'll see you at the next episode here on the Driver Mod. Take care.